What's up, everybody? Hello. How you doing? Yeehaw to you and yours. Hello, hello. Happy Thursday to all of you wonderful people. Let's do this thing. I'm on the gross. I could play a gross game. Before we have to retire it for the day. You want to play something dumb? Let's put a guard on it, maybe. Let's put a guard on it. Put some pink emblems on it. This? Yeah. Just being silly. We'll just be a silly goose with this one, everybody. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing well. Later today, I should be doing the podcast, You're on Fire. This will be the first episode back in a long time. It'll just be me and you hanging out in chat. Oh, also, I brought a new sponsor on board. G-Fuel sponsored the Cowboys. So if you would like any G-Fuel, you want to get your hands on some of their energy formulas, exclamation point G-Fuel in the chat. You can use my link. It's in the description of my YouTube video or my YouTube stream as well. And you get 20% off your order and you support what I'm doing here. Yeehaw, everybody. Let's do this thing. How's the meta treating you? Is it gross enough? Everyone? Content cowboy flavor win? Oh, I think that's a ways down the road. Thought the podcast was canned, to be honest. Well, kind of. It wasn't done anymore. And I'm going to bring it back for a bit. And see how I like doing it. The meta is gross. It's quite gross. Huh. Alright, dude. Thanks for making that easy for me. Is he really following? We have a Glaceon stacking, I think, which is just interesting. I feel like I never see that. The only thing this Eevee can out-secure is me. The only thing Eevee can out-secure is me. It's me, everyone. Woo-woo. Can't out-secure me there, Eevee. Am I doing duos? I don't know, Jake. Right now I'm just vibing, just playing some solo queue. We got one. Not really enough, but we got something. Man, it's always unfortunate when you lane with like a great secure tool and your team just does not secure much. You know? It's never fun. But you don't need a lot for Gross to come online. We just need our level 5. Got my gyroing ball. Emergency patch or the most recent patch? So most recent patch. We don't have an emergency update. Honestly, we probably need one, but we don't have one. I don't think we win this, but... Ooh, he's right there. Dang. Try to block some of that, but it's ended up getting me KO'd. Trying to help my Espeon, but I got me KO'd. Shouldn't have done it. I just started. What tips do you have for competitive? You're a very long ways away. I would say from competitive play if you just started. You got to play the game a lot. You know, I have lots of videos on my channel for new players, but if you're looking for competitive play, you're really far away from that. If you just started playing. I wish you luck, but you got to play a lot, you know. They around at all? Nobody's in there. Interesting way you can check a bush, I guess. We're not ready for draft. I say this every day. We're not ready for draft. We can't count. Okay. Kind of makes no sense they nerf Lapras, but not other OP defenders. Yeah, I mean, they did that. So they nerf Lapras, but they missed a bunch of defenders. And then they nerf Dodrio, but they missed a bunch of, like, speedsters. Like, you could still nerf Zoroark, or you can nerf Leafeon. But they nerfed Dodrio. You know, they nerf what they nerf, they buff what they buff. It's hard to make sense of all of it. That Mimikyu should not be allowed to play this game. I mean, maybe they made a mistake. Maybe they're just a troll. I don't know. Maybe they care about stacking more than they care about a massive overcap. Some players are trolls, dude. People are not good at this video game. That is true. They're not. They're as a whole. People are very bad at this game. You know. Oh, there's our surrender vote. Good. Wow. Look at how big that shield was that it saved me from all that. Unbelievable. I got saved from the entire enemy team because of the size of Gyro Ball shield. That was crazy. In the power department, it's quite over. Where's the squad? They went down, huh? They went down, baby. Do you think you'll make a video on counter picking when draft comes out? I'll make a video on draft for sure, yeah. It's going to be tough, though, because I think a lot of the player base is just going to pick what they want to play regardless. But yes, of course I'll make videos on draft. I would wager we will get a different version of draft. They kind of mentioned that in the letter about draft, like a different version of draft for ranked mode. Has a bit of a different flavor. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that, you know? Just kite it. Someone was telling me you kite this the other day. How do you kite that? Where's the kiting? The Mew player's good? I don't know. It doesn't seem like my team's doing anything useful at all, but maybe Mew's good. I haven't really noticed. I've been hanging out with Espeon this morning. We got sword coming. Ooh, they got me. I couldn't get out. I'll be back. They united me. And we're uniting too, so never mind. I was gonna say, if they're just the ones burning unit, not only are we uniting, we're losing. What are you doing? Love the surrender votes. We have no defender. We have 3 Pokemon without Unite moves. You might get one. Okay. Wasn't bad. You get him? No, I didn't get him. We're gonna need to hit. We got our Unite moves back now. All three of the ones that we didn't have for this fight.
Don't give up.
Glaceon is the target, for sure. I don't got much time. Okay. What do you got, 50? Punch. Buff looks super good. It's broken, dude. It's broken. Where's the surrender vote now? Every game you get 50 surrender votes in a row. The shields on Gyro Ball are insane. Spragels, do you recommend a Zoomerol or Trevenant? I like them both. They're both pretty good. It's like really personal preference, you know? What do you like? They're both good. The Mewtwo brain rot is real. I agree. I hope you liked that video. That was a fun one. I've been thinking a lot about, you know, when I'm thinking about content, I've been thinking a lot about what's something that I can make that nobody else can make, right? That's something I've been thinking about, like kind of, you know, New Year kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, well, I don't know if anyone's making the Mewtwo brain rot video. You know, I think people will post videos of matches and stuff like that, but who's making the Mewtwo brain rot video? Only the Cowboys making that. When does the podcast portion start? I don't know, in a little bit. I just kind of wanted to vibe for a bit, play some games. Kips, thank you so much for the 8 months, by the way. Sorry I missed that, buddy. Thank you. Oh, the game audio is being weird? What's the podcast called? You're on Fire. I'll give you a preview of it. Let's see if I can get this to work. What? See? You're on Fire. A Pokemon Unite podcast. Hosted by yours truly. How's the Chomp nowadays? It's pretty good. I don't think it plays that well into some things in the meta, but Chomp's good. The game audio keeps cracking, or my audio too? Is it just game audio? I could just reset my thing. Just game audio. Let me just try to reset my Elgato really quick. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you just gotta tell this thing to chill out, man. See if we can get something working. I'd like to play Pikachu. We've already got an A9, kind of doing my job. And the other person locks in Gardevoir. We're not ready for draft. It's not gonna work. I'll play a tank, I guess. Draft is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. We're not ready. I don't think I got that in time. We'll see. Ah, my stream sniper is back. Wonderful. Wonderful. If you stream snipe, you suck. This message is brought to you by gfuel. And the flavor today, blue ice. Who's a stream sniper? We don't need to give him more attention. It's just constant. There are a few names you see all the time. You'll get who they are. You don't know how EXP share works. Why? What are you doing? Just hit it. Just hit it. Oh my god. We can't do draft. It's not possible. It's just not possible, you guys. There's no way. Got it. Got it. Let's play a psychic game. Got 4 stacks. Oof. Oof. Hey, Angry Void Friend. Spragels, what's the etiquette around picking roles? I love playing attacker, but I don't want to hog the role. There really is no established etiquette, Angry Void Friend. In reality, the higher ranked players should be probably playing carry Pokemon inside the game. That's probably what should be happening, but there really is no rule or anything like that, and there doesn't seem to be anything that people, you know, really adhere to. Lots of players play different ways. Most players I've found have a role or two that they play, and then they really don't deviate much from that, you know, role once they've started playing it. So, you know, I wouldn't stress too much about what you want to play. I personally try not to overstack a role, you know? So if we've already got a speedster or two, I'm not going to pick another speedster, right? Or, you know, same thing. If I really wanted to play Clefable, but we've already got a Blissey, I'm probably not playing my Clefable that game. Ooh. If you're under 50%, please don't jungle. I think that should be a, you know, bit of etiquette, but nobody does that, you know? Is Mewtwo any good? Yeah, Mewtwo's very good. One of the best Pokemon in the game. Laning with guard's the worst. Not this guards, whatever. Just laning with guard is no fun. Their jungler's level 10. Our jungler's level 7. Fun. No. Yeah. Ow. What are you doing? What are you doing? Imagine if Spoon existed during the mime meta. That would be mean. That would be mean. What's he kicking? Really? A9. And we get a thanks ping from Blaziken. People are so bad at this video game. What are you not? What? Yikes. Yikes. Who's better right now in the meta, Mimikyu or Chandelure? They're completely different. I don't really think you can compare them. They're just like not even, they're not the same thing. It's like what's better, Blissey or, you know, Metagross? Well, the answer is Metagross essentially, but like how do you compare? Like they're not the same. They don't perform the same function. One's like a ranged mage, and the other's a kind of an assassin-y all-rounder. And they all want to surrender, dude. I can't with this. What are you doing? Pull back, guys. Gather up over here, where we can actually win a fight. Don't try to back cap. Of course they do. Okay. He's trying to cap. Why? Weird. Anybody else here? He's basing. He's gonna go down. Metagross did cap. So much paint. No Guardy Unite yet. Did they hit anyone? Just Mamo. That's something. Yeah, they're both up there. Here. Will you hit it? You gotta keep hitting it, guys. Oof. Nope. Okay. The A9 is not very good. You should see the rest of the team. You should see the rest of the team. The stream is lagging. Is it lagging? Let me see.
You lose.
I don't know. Maybe it's just Twitch. I have no issues on my end. A9 did fine. No, they didn't. Have I tried Lapras? Yeah. Yeah, I have tried Lapras. Team just doesn't want to play. Yeah, you know, they're terrible. They're terrible. Rob in the Hood, thank you so much for the sub, buddy. Appreciate you. There isn't, it's tough, but like there's not a lot to say about it. Like you're paired with like really weird stuff in this game, you know? It makes it frustrating to play supports. You're paired with like trolls. And then you have people stream sniping you. It's like, this sucks. Yeah, our Gardevoir was a 47% win rate player. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Muffin Man. You've had a 30% win rate over the last 2 days? I mean, over a couple days, a win rate's not really a thing, but over the course of like a season or the course of your gameplay, it you know, it's an indicator, I would say. Brenner still around? I haven't seen Brenner in a minute. Is Garchomp with Muscle Band, Rapid Fire Scarf, Drain Crown viable and ranked? Yeah, viable, you know, I gotta make a video about viable. People always use the word viable. I don't really know what they mean. What does viable mean to you? You know? I'm 58% win rate. Should I be picking carry Pokemon? I mean, maybe. I don't know how many games you've played, but maybe. Yeah. It depends. Where are you high MMR or low, you know? Viable means non-trolling. Almost everything is non-trolling. There's only like 5 troll builds in the game. You know? Viable means if you are not try hard by using it. You're not try hard? I don't know what that means. You're not try hard by using it? I'm confused. Best build for Metagross? It's definitely Gyro Ball Magnet Rise, and it's probably attack weight weakness. And the third, there are a few options. I like Razor. I bet you could run Muscle pretty well. I bet you could run a defensive item pretty well. So. Viable equals not a troll pick. There's not a single troll pick in ranked, guys. You can win with anything. There's not a single pick in ranked where you're like, now we lose. What the heck? Okay. Well, I wanted to play a Pikachu game. Let's play a Pikachu game. Should work. Yeah. Rapid Fire Scarf. Supporter needed. Yeah. You call the shots, buddy. You call the shots. Water Bear is definitely a troll pick. No. I'm gonna start spamming Speedster needed. Yeah. Water Bear's not a troll pick. It's fine. Could easily win games with it. When's the LG tourney? Saturday.
Ready, go!
Saturday. We got Espeon again. Wait, when did we get Espeon? What? Our jungler says avoid fighting the enemy team and focus on scoring goals. That's no. Who are we down here with? How long? I don't know. Wow, Clefable could easily beat us there, but they just didn't. We got lucky. Would you make a beginner video about how to lane? Yeah, I mean, I've got a few beginner videos on my channel that do talk about things like that. It's pretty basic. Get your experience, last hit things. Show up to the fights as high leveled as you can. Oh my gosh, what a thunderbolt. Ooh, meta gross. This meta is gross. Oh my gosh. We almost got 3. If we had any kind of team at all, we absolutely destroy them right there. And of course, our Absol is a Regieleki gamer. But he made that clear from the outset. To be fair, we knew this was coming. Oh, ow. Dang, we're dead. There's our Absol, not fighting the enemy team. I don't even want to hear the pings. I don't want to hear the pings. That's our jungler. The highest level Pokemon on our team that uses its level advantage to win fights for the squad. Playing a Pokemon that's designed to KO enemies as quickly as possible. Using the element of speed to its advantage in these fights. That's that Pokemon. We're not ready for draft. That's my new quote. You think it's yeehaw? My new quote is we're not ready for draft. That's my new catchphrase. Oof. You don't think draft will change much? Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Kind of. I think it could just make things way more frustrating, you know? Just kite it. Oh my gosh. Draft pick is next month. Yeah, it's February. It's like late February. It's basically March. It's the last day of February. So draft is coming in March, essentially. That's when we'll be playing it a lot. Back up, guys. This fight's terrible. Man. Why do they do this? You're fighting into Metagross Clefable. You're walking into them like it's not gonna go well. Yeah, next patch or next season is not draft, but instead it's EX Pokemon banned, so no Mewtwo's in ranked once you hit Master Rank. Yep. Why did he do that? Nobody will ever be able to figure it out. Cool. There's the Greninja. Oh my gosh. The targeting my move throws it to the wild Pokemon. I hate it here.
You can do it.
Why does it target wild Pokemon? Like, well, who would ever want that? Cool. At least Metagross ain't as bad as Mewtwo Y. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I think it's up there. It's one of the most broken things they've ever done. Yeah, switch targeting for certain mages is so bad, Ender. It makes no sense. Like, it literally whips. I have to whip it all the way around, you know?
You lose.
It makes no sense. There's our jungler. Lowest damage on the team. That's my jungler. Oh no, you were the tree hero? I thought you played fine. Our jungler's trash. Look, it sucks to say it, but guys, if you're not a good jungler, you should not be in jungle. You're losing games. You just throw games for people. Check the jungler win-loss rate. I know it's bad. I already know it. Let's see. I'm not trying to hate on them as like a person, but like they play bad. It's 52%. It's not the end of the world. That's fine. It's positive. They don't play. I don't think they do a good job, but you know. Yeah, Metagross can chase things down so well. It's crazy. Hey, thanks, Disco Bear. It's so crazy. I think, look, if you have a positive win rate, you can probably play anything. I'm not opposed to it, right? Like when you're sub like win rates, you should really figure out what you're doing. But part of the big problem is I'm with a trio right now, so I don't even get a choice into what's happening. Maybe I'll. Well, it looks like I have to be a defender, don't I? I guess I could be a supporter. Who do I want to play? Maybe I'll play LD. I'm down here with Cinderace. Can auto a bunch. Are these the right emblems? Is Elda Gosling red right now? Oh, it is. Okay. All right. Are you signing up for the championship series? No. I would hope that I will get to play... cast the championship series. I don't want to play in it. And where do you sign up? There's a link. They've tweeted about it. We got two clans, the ALV clan and the DT clan. We'll see which one's better.
Ready?
They made a Lapras on crack when they buffed Metagross. A Lapras on crack. To me, it feels like the most broken like scissor possible. That's what it feels like to me. Because it's got the massive shields, and you're not like scissor dashes. Metagross just runs at them, but it feels like a crazy strong shielding Pokemon. Yeah. Get it? I think you got it. Oof. We don't have good secure. We've got Venusaur's boosted, but it's like not as consistent, right? See their center. How does focus banned? Our Venusaur has Resonant Guard. Interesting. It's not gonna work. Metagross coming down. And the dragon. With how he's playing, I'm guessing he's Petal Dance, right? With his, like, item choice? Like, you wouldn't run Resonant Guard on a beam, would you? We got a Razor Leaf. Everyone got it. Dragapult's still level 7. Well, we got this trio. Cool. Cool. Starmie would be cool. I agree. Starmie would be pretty cool. It's something there. Dragapult can pick up a couple KOs finally. Good. We do have a Petal Dance. It might not be too bad as the match goes on. Petal Dance and the sword. We could maybe get some good stuff going on.
Don't give up.
Starmie would be what type? A speedster? I bet they'd make it an attacker. I don't know. It just feels like they'd make it an attacker. It could be a lot of things, I guess. Right? About time they pull out a new map. I mean, most games don't get new maps. Like most MOBAs, they're not really full of new maps. It's not super common, but I think them reskinning the map makes a lot of sense at this point. There's so many good Pokemon, right? There's too much good Pokemon. Like, you could reskin it once a year to a different gen, and it would, like, people would be just like stoked for that, you know? Even if the mechanics were essentially the same. You guys want to try to score again? See if they'll let us? No, they won't. Woo. Woo. Keep the map identical besides how it looks. Yeah, I mean, why not? And you could have like minor changes, you know, like little things here or there, right? But you keep the map mostly identical, the gameplay mostly identical, but with so many, like, Pokemon is just, it's the best IP in the world, you know? Like, there's so many things you can do with it. different map objectives. I mean, it would be cool. Fight's getting worse. Worse. Back out. Trying to get these guys to retreat, but they won't do it. Nice job. Nice little juke there. Sword 1v1 the Char. Kenny 1v1 the Decidueye. I should be able to. I mean, it's kind of an easy one. Ooh. Okay. He immediately surrender votes. Like, dude, you're there all by yourself. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. That was just cringe, but we'll be dead. Can't beat him. Just gonna have to sit here for a second. You were the surrender vote decline button? Bro, I love you. You're my favorite button. Thanks, Ender. Appreciate you, buddy. You're the only button I care about. Holy. It's not over yet. There's a minute left. If Sword gets themselves KO'd right here, this is an easy push for them. Yeah. This is not over. I'll probably be looking top. We got one. Okay. Should have bottom right here. Full rep. Full rep. Why did they just let you rip? I mean, 2 were down, to be fair, after what happened to Sword. So it was a little hard for them. It was very close, though. Was it the right play? Probably. We'd been losing every fight all game, and they have Metagross, and we don't. So, honestly, that's probably the right play. It's not my favorite play. I don't like it, but is it the right play? Probably. You're one of the best secure Pokemon with the best rip. The team's there. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of hard to argue with it, right? Because the odds are we're not going to win a fight. We haven't been winning fights. We haven't been playing well as a team, and now all of a sudden we have an option to win. And they took it. They took it all right. Oh, boy, did they take it. What Pokemon would make good new supporters? I think there are a lot of great options for it, honestly. There are tons. The Pokemon, I don't know if you guys know this, but there are over 151 Pokemon in the history of Pokemon. I don't know if you know this. Do you think Dragon Dance Dragapult needs a buff? Maybe. Yeah, over 150. Thank you, Mary Regice. Sorry, my alert box on Vertical is so big. Thank you very much. Oh, that was actually Pichu gifting it. Interesting. Yeah, over 151 Pokemon. Seriously. Seriously. And we only have like 60 in the game. You do the math. There's also over 3 Pokemon. Yeah. That's a good point. I'm not lying to you. That's how many there are, guys. There's a lot. There's a lot. $1,111 plus by now. I know there's over 150. That doesn't sound right. That sounds high. That sounds high. Hey Jake, what's up, Cordrew? All my favorite mons are in the game already now. I just want to see some weirdos. Me too. I love the weirdos, man. The weirdos are fun. Tinkaton would be a good call. Everyone actually knows the number of how many Pokemon there are. Empoleon, I feel like, is a good idea. Please don't do that. Please. Our lowest rated player is Jungle Scissor. We're not ready for draft. Our lowest rated player is Jungle Scissor. No, dude. No, dude. Just stop. Just stop. Sukana Ligana. Just stop, dude. I'm begging you, stop. It has to be the lowest ranked person on our team, and it has to be Jungle Scissor. Like, a build that I personally hate. I have a theory that people think they're really good at Scissor because they can low effort win 1v1s. Yes, I think people think they're good with Scissor, Pimsky, for a very similar reason. Yeah, it's because they've had drawn out fights with it that felt impressive. I think they feel impressive when they use it. It's not true of what's actually happening inside the match. They're often not very useful. Some of them are good, of course, like any Pokemon, but they're often not that useful. But I think they feel like they did something cool because they lasted really long in a fight and got a KO that they, would think that otherwise they can't, right? Normally I would last hit some of these, but with Zacian here, I want them to get all 8 pieces of this so that they can have their Intrepid Sword right away. He didn't use it, but that's fine. Well, I tried my best, but he didn't use it. That's very sad. That's a sad Zacian. I don't know why he didn't use it when the fight started, but he didn't. Okay. Okay. Shouldn't have trusted him. That's okay. Trying to help him, but it feels like I'm just enabling bad behavior. Like, why is he all the way over there? Do they have dash? They got Zoroark, huh? Okay. He never went back to his jungle, by the way. Never once. What are they doing? They're just jumping head first into the enemy team. And our defender doing that. Doing that. Hey, Blade, thank you so much. Here's one. How would you bring the original 3 evolutions to the game? I've actually talked about this before. I think it should be one Pokemon. I think it should be called Eevee. And then whichever, like, Evo, like, whatever move you choose, like, kind of like a Mew move, you can choose it early and you switch into them. That's what I would do. So, you pick, like, whatever, Thunderbolt, Water Gun, Ember, or something like that, and then you change into that one, and that's the one you are for the match. The only problem is you wouldn't really be able to tell your allies in an easy way which Eevee you were, which is kind of a mess. But besides that, I think it's cool. The other option is, like, someone told me that there's in the anime there's a character that can switch between the Eevees, like they can kind of switch back and forth. I don't know if that's true or not. Or was in like a manga or something. If that's the case, that would be a cool mechanic. You could pick any of them and kind of move between them, almost like Mew's Unite move. That would be pretty cool. Yeah. It was a Team Rocket experiment. Well, I want the experiment to come to Unite. Call me crazy, but these Team Rocket guys are making a lot of sense. Oh, I missed. How did I miss? Bummer. I get Venusaur there, but I missed. Oh, he's scoring 30? Okay. By the way, I'm the same level as our jungler. There's our jungler. Jungle Scissor. I'm actually a higher level, I think. My experience is slightly higher. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Cool. That's fun to see. Okay, we gotta charge right now. We did get their Zoroark finally. We basically got to break our goal for it. My team is not getting any experience, dude. They refuse to get any XP. Like the entire match. Yeah.
It's the final stretch. What a goal!
Yeah. Scissor goes down. Now that one shocks me. Here comes Scissor. Level 11, dude. Level 11. Level 11, dude. I can't stop either of these guys.
What a goal!
Just score, dude. I can't stop you. I'm Clefairy. Level 11. Block him. I'm gonna block him over here. Look at him. He's all blocked over here.
Time's up.
Support with the XP, sure. Yeah, you have to carry. It's true. It's true.
You lose.
All right, I'm curious. What is it? What's our jungle scissor win rate? Our level 11 at Ray. Never goes back to jungle. Calls jungle over the whole team. Scissor win rate. I'm just curious. What is it? $51. That seems high. He plays a lot of duo though. Who would duo with that person? I'd be embarrassed. His scissor's 49%. I'd be embarrassed. I couldn't call him my friend. That's why you stopped playing EXP share. I mean, I get it. It's rough sometimes. Your allies do some crazy stuff. And you're just like, To be fair, you can get in trouble with lots of different roles in the game. You know? You get really bad teams. I love you and I love Pokemon Unite. Thanks, Shannon. I've kind of heard of the PAL world, yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm trolling if I'm not playing EXP share with Eldegoss and Hoopa. I think you should, yeah. You have a 64% win rate, but I don't think I deserve it. I don't think you've played that many games then, probably. Either that or you play a lot of coordinated, right? If you have a 64% win rate and you don't deserve it, you probably just haven't played that much. Ah, dang it. There's that stream sniper again. Why do they keep doing this? Stop. Imagine. I'd like imagine it. Sitting watching someone stream, just like, oh, I think he started his queue. Okay. Oh, I think he started his queue. Imagine it. Imagine being the worst. It's super cringe. And he's also playing Metagross every game. It's just so cringe, dude. How do you know he's a sniper? Because of what I just told you. What I just said. That's how I know. Yeah, the Brawly guy's one of them. Yeah. Can you set a delay? Yes, but then I can't interact with the chat very well, you know? Like, why should I have to set a delay because some people are the worst? It's just like, why? Just let me play the game. I got Meowscrew on the bottom. Do we have a shot here? Gosh, my side shot went wide. Because of the debacle that was my side shock there. Got to Sidgeway. Ugh. Wouldn't whip around. Come here. Good. Not bad. Hey, Natswar, thank you so much for the 11 months, buddy. Thank you, my friend. Very kind of you. What does that go into? 19. Cool. Dang. No. Worth a shot. 19. 15. Now, if goals are even by the end of the match, that means we're behind, which is unfortunate. We had a good cap bottom, but when you do a 1 over, it means you're probably going to be behind. Ooh, ow. Just retreat. This fight's getting weird. Yeah, let's all go bottom. Let's all go bottom. Beedrill would be a cool addition to the game, I think. Either do that or get KO'd. I love the new buff guard, man. It's so fun. I wonder if we're going to see this competitively. I wonder if Inger's still in here. That feels like something TTV would run for sure. Put Lutano on the beautiful lady. That'd be pretty big. Muckwood? Ooh, that'd be fun. I've seen Muck playing a lot of music. We're level 15. That's pretty good. I want my blue buff.
The final stretch.
Should kind of back up. We just lost Pikachu. Everybody in my team goes down. Okay. I'm gone for the entire match. Got to try to defend. It's not over, but they have 5 shields. You're gonna have to break a few shields. Of course, my Metagross is sitting in base. Thanks, Troll. It's not over, dude. We're way up. Awesome. Oh, there he is. Welcome back. Thanks a lot. Right when we don't need you.
2, 1.
Right when we don't need you. Metagross through. Yeah, they did. Metagross did. Crustle did. As soon as Pikachu goes down, the whole team needs to get out of the enemy central area. Because they're all respawning. So bad. The people you play with in this game are just really bad at it. And it's maddening. We're way up, too. Way up. Sure to take my glasses off before queuing. It is what it is, man. It is. I can't control people, dude. There's only so many things. I'm not gonna take my glasses off, put up a queue screen, make a fake light. Like, I can't do it, dude. I can't do it. It's too much, dude. It's like, just let me play the video game. Stop being such a loser. Why don't you block these people? It doesn't change it. They still get in games. Have you considered playing standard mode? Sure. Yeah, they still get in your games, you know. Average MOBA experience. This is worse. I would say the player base in Pokemon Unite. I've played a lot of MOBAs. The player base in Pokemon Unite is probably the worst player base of a MOBA I've ever experienced personally. I think it's the worst. It's really bad. Players in Pokemon Unite are considerably worse than other MOBAs I've played. I would say. And I think a lot of it has to do with the matchmaking system, but a lot of it also has to do with, like, yeah, it's the matchmaking and rank system. I think mostly worse than LoL, way worse than LoL, way worse than LoL. I would say, like, when you rank up higher in LoL, it's not kids though. I hate that answer. It's not kids. These aren't kids. I was not playing with kids. These people weren't children. No one on my team was a child. That's not what happened. I don't know why people keep saying that. LoL is very toxic. It's true. LoL is way more toxic. Yes. Yes. I used to play a lot of... I've played League, I've played Heroes of the Storm, I've played Smite, I've played Gome, I've played like tons and tons of MOBAs. I never played Dota 2, and I never played... what's the other one? I never played... What was it, like Han, Heroes of New Earth? I never played that. But I played a lot of MOBAs. I played Vainglory. I played Awesome Knots Assemble, which is kind of like an action MOBA. Dota, League, Arena of Valor. I'm trying to think of other MOBAs I played. I've played... Awesome Knots does count. I've played Monday Night Combat. I've played... I don't think Brawl Stars counts as a MOBA. Now it's just showing me, like, other games. I've never played Battle Right. I've never heard of that. Heroes of the New Earth was the best. I never played it. I never got a chance to check it out. Try to play a Guardy game in lane. Pichu, Pokemon Unite is the only game that punishes you for playing good. You do get punished for playing good. It's true. I mean, I have played Smash, yeah. Battle Right was so fun. It was a remake of Bloodline Champions. Oh, okay. Strife. Why do I know the name Strife? Did I play Strife?
Yo, no way, it's spragels. I didn't watch your video.
I think my favorites were. My favorite was Smite. I love Smite. Heroes of the Storm was good. I liked what they were doing. League was really good.
Actual spragels.
These aren't MOBAs. Why are they showing games that aren't MOBAs in here? Like, I don't really consider Paladins or For Honor MOBAs. Battleborn, he's alright. I don't really. Some of these don't really feel like MOBAs though.
Ready?
Hey, I'm on the
I
street.
haven't played
Let's
Paragon.
go.
Boom, 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 boom. He lives inside a plastic bag. It does kind of sound like that. Who do we got? Ooh, yeah. I'll trade. He might be stacking, so I'm gonna let him stack. There's that new teleport. Cooldown helped me there. Yeah, the constant crackling really does add to the experience. I'd kind of like to hear what they have to say if they're going to say anything, but they are just like constantly. It's a little much. Dragapult did not help with that. All I needed to do was hit him.
Alright, we'll go back. Just let me hit my level 7, guys.
Why do you leave that?
No, chill. I need this. I need this.
Why do you leave that? Don't leave
Umbreon.
that. Where's he going? Where'd he go? He just walked away from a low health minion? Why? It's like he's on a timer. Jeez.
Nice. I'm coming bot. Coming bot.
Oof.
Yo, Umbreon, let's go.
How many of them are there here? We got the cat. We lost the Umbreon. Who do they got? Venusaur.
Thank God.
Okay.
Fuck. Oh my God. Nice.
man. I was like, am I getting out of here? No. No, I'm not. Zarina. The Crustal diff. Everywhere we went, Crustal was lost. To be fair.
You can do it!
No way. Actually ejected into the solar beam. Unfortunate. Do you think Switch or phone is better for this game? There are certain Pokemon that seem to perform better on different versions, but in general, it's personal preference. World champions, you know, play both. So, all the best players in the game can make it work on either platform. I think worldwide there are probably more mobile players. Jeez. I want to go help, but I should probably be here. Keep the pressure on. Let's see. We got farm? Oh.
Don't give up!
You guys are fighting, but there's really nothing to fight over, guys. Like, what are we fighting over? Dang, we lost Umbreon. Oh, wait, are you small? Now I have to run from a cat. Where is it? Shoot, terrible aim. Are you kidding me? I missed again? Well, that's on me. That was horrible aim. I did it twice. Jeez. Tank's going down. It's coming around.
Don't give up!
Dude, I missed everything this match. missed again. I missed everything this match. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
What a goal!
What are you doing?
Five, four, three, two, one. Time's up.
What is he doing?
You lose.
What was that? What was that? It was weird. Weird. Yeah, you're the Dragon Pult from a couple of games ago. Yeah, we probably couldn't have won. We were too far behind. I think that was the right play, even though it sucked. Like, the match kind of sucked, but I think you're right. You know? I don't think there was much we could have done there. We were losing just about every fight that game. I think I still need a badge with Dragon Pult. Does anyone have school tomorrow? Good question, Entropy. Yeah, the enemy team was on me pretty hard. Yeah, I saw you were trying to block for me. I appreciate it. I missed a couple big skill shots. Like, I just missed. Like 3 in the last fight. We had some really bad plays from our Umbreon. But I completely missed like 2 good skill shots. Happy birthday, OG. Happy birthday, buddy. I can't even be a little toxic. No, Nick Slade, you don't need to be, buddy. You can leave if you want. Yeah, it's a great skin, Caden.
Ready, go!
I didn't see their team. What was it? Ugh. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. Hey, thank you very much, Yummy Buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah, this is gonna be a hard one, guys. This is a Comfey Metagross. I don't anticipate Dragon Pult plays that well into Comfey or into Metagross, really. You know. We have leftovers Wigglytuff? Well, that will be the difference maker. Grab it. Get your 5. Hit it. Good fight. Yeah. Good fight. Good fight. We still have to deal with Metagross Compe, so, you know. Even though these fights are going well, we're still gonna have to deal with, like, the most overpowered thing in the game, you know? The upgraded Phantom Force, so now I can kind of use it on farm a lot easier, which is cool. That was so close. Only got 7 stacks. I didn't pick up any KOs yet. We're doing okay though. We don't have Unite moves. Go get my jungle. I need my red bar. Anyone on it? Not yet. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Uh-oh. There they are. Cool. Okay. Okay. That was a good one. That was a good one. You smell a surrender. You're smelling right. That's just happened. Your nose is working perfectly. Yeah, that was hard for them. That was just a stomp. We had a good fight early, and they could never recover from it. Yeah. Wow. We kept their Zacian to 10,000 damage. That was rough. $10,000 damage? That's rough, man. That's rough. I think we should do the podcast here soon, huh? I think so. I don't think I can really have music on. I think if I have music on, it just might mess with the audio of it, right? Okay. So we're going to go into the podcast, everybody. We're going to do it live. We'll do it live. And this is what it should look like right here. You'll have a chat up over here for you guys to see what you're saying. And I got to get rid of that thing. And a few things. So like some housekeeping before the podcast. What we'll do is if there's a specific question you want answered, if you do a super chat or a hype chat at the end of the podcast, I'm going to go through all the super chats and all the hype chats. We're not going to be, I won't necessarily see it while it's happening, but at the end of the podcast, that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I don't know if I've got everything. I've got my topics here. It's been a while since I've done You're on Fire, and I have never done it alone. So let's get things started, shall we? Shall we, everybody? Hold on. I think it might be fun to do it live, so we'll be able to, like, I can see your guys' opinions on some of the things that are talked about. Let's see. Talk about politics. Yeah, that's all it is. I get right into it. All right, what's going on, Vivek Ramaswamy? Okay. Here we go. I think we got everything set up. That's set up. I can make the chat even a little bigger, can't I? It's the first time I've seen it on here. I think I can make it slightly a little bigger. Does it have both YouTube and Twitch on it? Yes, it does. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's get this thing started. The first one could be a mess, everybody. It could be a mess because it's been a minute, but we're going to go ahead and do it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to You're on Fire, a Pokemon Unite podcast hosted by myself, Spragels, aka Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw. The podcast is back. It is missing my former co-hosts, Crashy and Loosh. They will be missed, but the podcast rages on. Our podcast today is sponsored by the one and only gfuel. Shout out to gfuel. They are sponsoring this podcast. You can use my link in the description or Spragels at checkout for 20% off your order. Right now, I'm using the flavor blue. They say it's blue ice, but I told them, send me blue. And they said, we have a lot of blue flavors. Jake, what do you want? And I said, send me blue. Honestly, I was kind of a jerk in that meeting. I'm surprised that they kept me on. But big shout outs to G Fuel. Let's get into it. We have so much to talk about here today. And oh, by the way, if you want to watch this in video form and you're hearing it in audio form currently, it is going to be live on my B tier channel. If you want to watch this with your ears in audio form, it is going to be up everywhere you get podcasts: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, your friend who just has podcasts that he hands you on a disc. All those places you will find this podcast. So we have so much to talk about today. The Metagross patch. We have Metagross releasing to the game. Bad Pokemon turning into good Pokemon. The season is ending. We have a new battle pass. We have EX bands coming. We have Gyarados coming. UCS is starting. Luminosity has a tournament. We've got a lot of stuff. And then I'll be taking your questions if you're watching live, if you super chat or hype chat at the end of the show. Let's just talk about Metagross and the Metagross buff and the Metagross patch. I don't think of patches as the patch 1.13.1.4. If for me, I just always look at patches as like, this is the blank patch. Like the last patch, let me look at it. The last patch was the Meowscarada patch, right? That's all it was about. And then the patch before that was probably the Dragapult patch, and this patch, without question, is the Metagross patch. Metagross released into the game with one of the most embarrassing win rates that we've had inside of Pokemon Unite. I think only matched by, it might have been Release Comfey, Release Scissor, maybe Trev. Like, Trev was really bad on release. There are a few Pokemon that have had like abysmal releases, and Metagross's win rate was horrible. People hated this Pokemon. It was not doing well. I actually liked playing it, and I was excited for the buffs until we saw what the buffs were, which were absolutely insane. Just to give you a brief rundown of what the Metagross buffs were, because there is a lot of them. Its defenses got buffed a huge amount, so did its special defense. Its early ability, Iron Defense, got a shield buff as well as a massive attack buff. Its Meteor Mash got a cooldown reduction and more damage and more healing. Zen Headbutt got a cooldown reduction. Zen Headbutt still garbage. Gyro Ball got a cooldown reduction, and then the shield increase is just disgustingly big. Magnet Rise, massive cooldown reduction, increased move speed. Its Unite move got some tweaks, but it's still kind of a terrible Unite move, but who cares, because it absolutely is dominating Pokemon Unite right now, and it's without question. I mean, I can't think of really any Pokemon I would say are better. I haven't done my tier list for the week, but I would say that this is probably the most broken Pokemon currently in the game. I think if you're playing it, like, it's so good solo too. Like, playing it solo, you can win most of your games. It's just kind of gross. And we're entering another meta where one Pokemon dominates. Like, which team has the better Metagross is just seeming to, you know, be the decider of who wins all the matches. I'll talk more about Metagross here in 1 second. Let's just quickly go through the patch. Lapras went down, nerfs to Ice Beam, Water Pulse, and its Unite move. Zacian, kind of big nerfs across the board, which is a head scratcher because it's an EX Pokemon, and it's going to be banned next season anyway. Dodrio was nerfed specifically to make me upset with Drill Peck and its Unite move. Cinderace got a couple buffs. They feel pretty minor, even though I do love that build. Zeraora with a couple nice buffs, the Volt Switch and Wild Charge. Sylveon with one of the biggest buffs of the patch, Special Attack across the board, and its Unite move getting a really nice change. And then Guardy with some really cool buffs. Gardevoir's Unite move cooldown is just mwah. I mean, chefs kissing their fingers. It's really, really beautiful. Wigglytuff also with some cool buffs. Sing and Dazzling Gleam is such an amazing combo. The amount of time you're stunned with Sing and the defense losses are huge. And then, of course, we have Metagross kind of rounding this whole thing out. It's really interesting to see Metagross release bad, get a buff. Meowscarada release mid, get a buff. Blaziken release mid, get a buff. Or actually pretty good, get a buff. Mimikyu release kind of Mimikyu and get a buff. We're seeing the last, like, I don't know how many numbers that is, but the last bunch of releases are all not amazing when they're gem locked. So when you literally have to pay real money for them, they're not amazing. And then you wait like a week or two and all of a sudden they're kind of good. With Metagross, they're kind of unbelievably good. So it's kind of a weird release situation that we're in right now with Pokemon Unite. Free to win, says the chat, and I think that's kind of true in some ways, which is a bizarre position for the game because we had been, you know, going with these legendary releases that if you're buying them on day one, obviously you've got a huge advantage because they're absurdly broken. And right now we have Pokemon that are not good enough when you pay real money, and then when they're when they're coins, so when they're free to play friendly, all of a sudden they're a lot better. Without question, this is a better form for all of these Pokemon to release in, except I don't think the game does a very good job of balance. And now that I've seen what they did with Mimikyu's Play Rough, with Metagross in general, Meowscarada, Blaziken, like, here's the thing. Blaziken got really solid buffs and was very good, but it wasn't like completely broken, right? Mimikyu got a buff and made it completely like Play Rough was completely broken. Meowscarada got buffs and it's just good. It's like really good. Metagross got buffs and made it completely broken. I think my new theory as to what's going on with balance inside of Pokemon Unite is that they actually are very bad at balancing this game. I don't think that they do a great job of balancing really anything inside of Pokemon Unite. I think they're kind of lost when it comes to balance. Because you would think all of these Pokemon would release broken and then get tuned down. If you want to make the most money possible, you would think that. But I think they just went, well, we want legendaries to be powerful, so they're going to be powerful. And I don't think they actually knew they were that powerful. And then these other Pokemon, they're like, well, we want to release them balanced, and they release them kind of underwhelming. And then they have to buff them later outside of the window where they would make the most money on them. So it's just a very confusing situation. And with Gyarados on the horizon, I think we're running into another Pokemon that could release extremely underwhelming. Gyarados on the public test server felt not good. And Gyarados also got a nerf recently, so it looks like you're going to stay Magikarp even longer. I've looked at the nerf a little bit. Basically, you just generate your, I don't know what the gauge is called. It's like your Fury gauge or something like that. Let me pull up the name of it so I don't get this entirely wrong. But Metagross, not Metagross, Magikarp, where is it? There is a patch that has Magikarp information. It's its effort gauge. It's effort gauge. So its effort gauge fills slower, which is Not good. It has to evolve at level 7. That's like how it works, right? And now that its effort gauge goes up slower, I think it's going to stay Magikarp a lot longer. And that's going to be a troll for a while. The thing is, inside the PTS, at least you could kind of evolve somewhat quickly with Gyarados, even though after that it felt like Gyarados was just kind of a little... Nah. Its Unite move is sick, though. Its Unite move is very, very sick. Gyarados is in a weird spot, just like a lot of our recent releases. I'm very interested to see what level this thing releases at, because they have had a string of kind of, sort of, not so great releases, and now we have Metagross, which is completely broken. Quick talk about Metagross. The best build for Metagross right now, Magnet Rise, Gyro Ball. You probably want Weakness Policy, Razor Claw, or Muscle Band, and an attack weight. The more attack you have, the bigger the shields are, and it's just unbelievably huge. So I think that's what you want to play on Metagross right now. Zen Headbutt's garbage. Everything else seems to be pretty good, except for its Unite move that is still kind of garbage. Let's talk a little bit about this season that we've just had inside of Pokemon Unite, because this is going to be the last season here where we are going to not have sort of rules attached to the season. We don't know exactly what those rules are going to look like moving forward, except for the next 2 seasons. So we know that next season that starts here as I record this, and come here, Unite Battle. Tell me when exactly the next season is. It's going to start in 4 days, 2 hours, 14 minutes. So we know that in 4 days, 2 hours, 14 minutes, EX Pokemon are going to be banned inside of Master Rank, which is a pretty big change. So Zacian, Mewtwo X, Mewtwo Y, all banned inside of Master Rank, even though Zacian just got a nerf, which is a bit of a head scratcher. And then we know on Pokemon Day, I believe that's the day it hits as well, February 27th, on Pokemon Day, we are going to have draft mode inside of the Master Rank in Pokemon Unite. At the same time, we are going to have Miraidon coming to the game. We may have Koraidon quickly after, or maybe they're just bringing Miraidon, but it looks like Miraidon's going to hit, and we're going to have draft right at the same time, which is kind of exciting, because depending on how broken Miraidon is, we are going to be able to ban it away from, ranked right away. As long as your team's not trolling you, you would all vote to ban the most, overpowered thing inside the game and then play from there. I can tell you that the EX bans feel like easy. The draft situation coming to rank is going to be a lot harder, and I hope we see some changes to draft inside of Pokemon Unite, given the fact that I don't think players can handle the ranked system as is, and now we're going to add another level on top of it, which is please don't pick the bad Pokemon, and please ban the good Pokemon, and let's try to have a rounded team comp. I think you're still going to see your goal getter Zeraora play goal getter Zeraora no matter what's going on, no matter if the team needs a defender, supporter, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're locking goal getter Zeraora. They're not even going to pre-pick it. They're not going to let you know what's happening, and I think draft is probably going to drive you a little bit crazy. However, there's of course the possibility that it really raises the level of play inside of Pokemon Unite, and that is what I'm hoping for, even though I'm very worried about draft coming to the game. Gyarados will be here on the 25th, January 25th, so that's our next release. A lot of releases recently. Gyarados is the last one we know of for sure. We of course know about Miraidon. And then for the rest of the year, we have no idea. We have no idea what else is coming to Pokemon Unite, which is kind of an exciting place to be. And I'm hoping with the Unite Championship Series, we start to learn more and more about what we're going to see coming to the game soon. I love it when they give roadmaps. And I don't know if this is how you are all feeling, when you're kind of seeing what's coming to the game. But I think the roadmaps do so much for the community. I think when you have just like at Worlds, when they showed it went Blaziken, Mimikyu, Meowscarada, I think people were stoked, and you know that the future of the game holds multiple Pokemon that you can be excited for. So I think now that we're kind of at the end of this little roadmap that we had recently, I think it's a good time Pokemon Day will be it, where we can kind of see what the future of Unite is going to look like. It also could be a time where we get a pretty big update in the game. So when we had Worlds, year one at Worlds is like the big announcement was Thea Sky Ruins. And then Worlds year two, the big announcement was Mewtwo, which was a very cool announcement, but it wasn't, new map sort of situation. I'm wondering if we wait till the end of UCS Season 3 before we get a new map or any changes like that, or if we're going to see some big stuff happen around Pokemon Day. Even a reskinning of the map, I think, would be like so cool around Pokemon Day. It would just be a really awesome thing for the game to bring in there. I was mentioning this earlier. It would be great if we just reskinned the map, even just not even change the mechanics of it, just reskin it so it's a different gen. Even once a year, if they just make it, now it's Gen 4, now it's Gen 7, whatever they want to do with it. Hey, there's a new thing, now it's Gen 9. I think that would be a really great way for them to make the game feel fresh, while all they're really doing is just bringing more Pokemon into the game that we would like to see. The IP is so good. There are so many Pokemon to choose from. There are over 151 Pokemon out there inside of the other mainline Pokemon games. So there is a lot that they could bring in to Pokemon Unite that I think would be really cool. Let's talk a little bit about some of the tournaments we have coming up while we're kind of on the subject of the UCS a little bit. So we have 151 Pokemon. I see in the chat, no, there isn't. Yes, there is. We have 151 Pokemon plus, and we have a lot of tournaments coming up. This weekend, as I'm recording this on Saturday, we are going to have a big Luminosity tournament. I can't remember the name of it. It's like the Luminosity Lumen Rush Ultra Pokemon Battle. Let me see the name of it. Hold on. I got pretty close. I just know it. The Luminosity Pokemon Unite League with Lotus 8 Esports as a sponsor. That's going to happen this Saturday. If you're listening to this pretty close to when this podcast is recorded, or you're here with me live, I'm going to be live streaming that on YouTube and TikTok. I'm going to be casting alongside Mr. Chris Heroes, who is going to be broadcasting on Twitch. So if you want to check that out, we'll be casting that. And then there's also going to be a broadcast on Luminosity on their Twitch with Zoinks and Dupe Snacks. It should be awesome. It's got the biggest prize pool we've had for an off-season tournament so far that's not, sponsored directly by Pokemon. And I think this is going to be one of those meta-defining tournaments. You're going to see what the meta looks like heading into UCS, which is the most exciting thing about it for me. Watching the Unity Clash tournament, which was last weekend or the weekend before, Chris and I casted those games together as well. It was a really fun time, but I was actually pretty surprised with a lot of the meta that I saw. If you got to see it, one thing that really stuck out to me when we're just talking about competitive play is how top lane is like the prio for all the bans inside the game. So it's like Zacian, Blastoise, Buzzwole, a lot of bans in that direction. You're still getting bans with things like Umbreon and stuff because they're really, really good. And then we're seeing Leafeon. And Leafeon is just... it was an absolute monster inside that tournament. And I think if you're playing the ranked mode of the game, you would never even assume that Leafeon was the thing. But right now, the jungle position, or that central area inside of Pokemon Unite, is one of the... it's like one of the hardest to fill right now. There are just so many Pokemon that don't do amazing. Like we saw Dragapult competitively. Dragapult, it does not look like a competitive choice. Dragapult is a solo queue godlike Pokemon. And I think there are a few reasons for it. So Dragapult, is, now that we're getting into just sort of, I'm realizing like we're just diving into sort of the most like, the more like minutia about the meta and competitive, but I do want to talk about it. So Dragapult in solo queue can turn invisible, move very fast, and pick up a lot of sneaky KOs. And because there's no coordination, it's harder to shut it down. It's harder to stop that. And once Dragapult starts getting KOs, it is a snowball rolling downhill. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's really hard to stop that level advantage. However, with coordination, a good defender, your team knows where it is and you're able to stop it. So it didn't look very impressive at all Whereas Pokemon like Leafeon that are good but don't do as well in solo play were absolutely dominant. It was just so amazing. Another Pokemon that I've been talking about a lot lately that saw a ton of bans, but when it didn't get banned, a ton of play, was Blastoise. Blastoise is so good. It's so good in lane. It's one of the best top laners in the game. I was seeing a lot of players run Surf Hydro Pump, but there were a few running Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin obviously is looking for more of a carry build, but Surf Hydro Pump is just so incredibly good because the amount of crowd control that you're putting on your enemies with the crazy burst damage feels like what a lot of teams are going for. Buzzwole looked incredible. Glaceon looked very, very good. Of course, the supports that you would expect like Hoopa, Clefable. I saw a little Blissey. Blissey was looking pretty good. Very little Comfey, which I was surprised with. So, and that's kind of like, this tournament was mostly EU. EU, for whatever reason, is not big on their Comfey play. They just never really have been. And I think it's, you know, it's not... It's one of those Pokemon that you really like to put on like a super overpowered, not only character, but a super overpowered player, which is why you would see in North America Comfey being used on a player like Overlord. Overlord, if you're not aware, is the carry player, the top lane player, oftentimes for Luminosity, the world champions. And you would see Comfey on a player like that. For whatever reason, EU not bringing out a lot of Comfey. Inteleon got a ton of priority. And, you know, a lot of the tanks that you would expect were doing really well. More Snorlax than I would actually expect. But people were playing Crustle, Snorlax, Slowbro, Tree. There were just, of course, Umbreon. There were so many good defender picks. But the real story, I think, of the meta right now is jungle. And how, like, jungle is very, very weird. Overlord does jungle. He's gone jungle and top lane. Last season, when they had Rin, I see Rich McCann in the chat for anyone's listening on audio. Last season, when they had Rin played top lane. I think they might bring Overlord back to top, but then again, they could just put him in the center. Maybe they're moving Slash into top. It doesn't matter. I don't know exactly, you know, where they are going to be. But yeah, Overlord has the Comfey often on him because they're playing these crazy carries. We didn't see a lot of that jungle priority in Unity Clash, and I'm wondering if there just aren't a lot of great jungle Pokemon, especially with something like Dodrio getting a nerf. Now it's just kind of a weird time to put a lot of these Pokemon in the center. And I think that's going to be the story for the meta for a little while right now. Just taking a look at the roster, if they don't allow Mewtwo, Zacian, and stuff like that, which it looks like might be banned from tournaments, I'm really at a loss for what could be in the center area. I think things like Gardevoir could be getting a lot of priority because of their buffs. Glaceon seemed pretty popular. Leafeon was doing really, really well. The Eevee's just kind of crushing it right now. But there weren't a lot of other choices that were doing super well in that central area. I'm wondering if any team might try to pick up Zeraora. You know, it's gotten buffs a few times. It's pretty solid. But there are just not a lot of great jungle choices right now. Of course, we could see some Zoroarks and some Venusaurs. Mimikyu just seems to not be doing well at all, which is surprising, but Mimikyu is just really not doing it. So we'll have to see kind of how that meta continues to evolve when we see this tournament, because again, very, very soon, we're going to have the Unite Championship Series start back up. That starts back up, the qualifiers for it, February 3rd, I want to say, and then we're going to have the first event February 10th, which is going to be pretty exciting. The season coming back is just, you know, it's the best time for Pokemon Unite. People are very, very, very excited. So I can't wait to see what UCS looks like. And I think with UCS, we're probably going to see some sort of change to draft, because draft is coming to the main game. I don't know exactly what that could look like, but right now the draft mode inside of Pokemon Unite does not feel adequate for players who are not coordinated. And now that we're getting a bigger and bigger roster, I think it's about time that we see more bans inside the game. So we're just gonna have to see. They might actually start giving us 2 bans. If they give 2 bans per team, the meta is gonna get really spicy and really exciting. As I was just talking about, draft on the horizon, as well as Miraidon, Koraidon. We have an exciting thing, draft, which could bring a lot of complexity and a lot of issues to Pokemon Unite. And then we have our next legendary Pokemon coming to Pokemon Unite. And what's to say? What is there to say about the next legendary Pokemon coming to Pokemon Unite? I am not excited. I have to be honest, because we had such a horrible time with their previous legendaries, and they have not done a great job balancing any of these legendary Pokemon for the longest time. The only really amazing silver lining, the amazing thing about it, is we can ban it. And that fixes so much. Like, if we had ban, even if we didn't have draft, if you could just ban in ranked right now, you would not be playing with Metagross. And that would be great, because it's just simply too overpowered for Pokemon Unite. It is not in a good state for the game. So if you were to have the ability to ban it out, you could, and that would make the meta even better. I also don't know what the next season after that's going to look like. Are they going to get rid of draft and ranked? Are they going to go back to banning EX Pokemon? Are we going to see something totally different? There are so many things they can do. And now that every season of Pokemon Unite is going to be different, that's going to be, I think, one of the most exciting changes coming to the game, because the possibilities really are amazing. Like, they could ban out an entire role. I don't think they'd do that, but they could ban out an entire role. They could make certain Pokemon more effective in some way. They could do so many different things with the idea of a season has this specific requirement to it. You could have it where every team has to have a supporter or something like that. Like, you could literally have it where the last pick on the team is just forced into the supporter role. You're probably going to get a ton of AFKs if you do something like that. But I just think thinking about the possibilities is really exciting. Coming from the chat, Midnight Premiere, I love this idea. They could turn off held items for a season. Yeah. They could do something crazy. They could turn off emblems for ranked mode. They could make ranked mode more like tournament mode or something like that. So there are a lot of different things that we could do with this, ranked change coming to Pokemon Unite. And it could be one of the most exciting things. They also could, coming from the chat, I was just about to talk about this. We also could have a role queue inside of Pokemon Unite. So when you go to queue, what that would look like is you pick your role at the start of it, and a lot of games will let you know, like, hey, attackers, you're probably going to wait like 3 minutes for a game. Supporters, we got a game in 30 seconds. Same thing like defenders, we got a game in 45 seconds. And it just lets you pick a role that gets you into games faster. We also, with a role queue, could actually reward players for playing whatever the most underplayed role is at the time. So if you wanted to encourage more defenders or supporters to play in, Pokemon Unite, you could actually give bigger bonuses for players that queue up into those roles, which would be really cool. I think that's a great idea. Like, give them more coins, give them more energy rewards, give them more like player experience, whatever it is. You role queue, whatever role is needed right there, you could have players get extra rewards. And this whole conversation about draft and EX bans and all this, I don't think would be complete without talking a little bit about matchmaking inside of Pokemon Unite, which is a bit of a mess. I think moving forward with what they're trying to do with ranked mode, which to me feels like they are getting more serious about what's happening with their ranked version of Pokemon Unite. If they're getting more serious with it, I think it is time that we see some changes to the matchmaking inside of Pokemon Unite, some changes to the ranked system in general, and probably some changes to the penalties inside of Pokemon Unite. So here's what I'm thinking. You're going to need to be more aggressive with players that AFK and quit, because I think what's going to happen is players are going to not get the role they want or get the Pokemon that they want banned out inside of draft, and they're just going to grief or quit or whatever. And that's going to make this possibly great experience a lot worse, because players are very upset. So I do think you're going to need to punish those players much more harshly when they kind of grief ranked games. I think I think it would be ideal now that we have a draft that hits boom once you get into master rank. I think you need to be able to rank down I think you need to be able to rank out of master rank, and you just need to. I see a lot more cursing in game chat, says Taco. You're probably right. I think you're going to need to rank out of master rank. I just think it's probably the case because you're going to have players that get to master rank and then just start like griefing like crazy inside of this new system, and it's going to make it worse for everyone. I also see in the chat the idea of removing bots inside of draft mode. They cannot have bots at all. Like once you hit master rank, it's impossible at that point. So I think you're going to need to probably remove bots from the game for sure. Once you hit master, it needs to feel more serious in kind of every way that they approach this new system. If they're going to do it right, it needs to feel more serious. And there are a lot of changes they could make to do that. I hope it's something that they do, because the potential for what they're doing is so exciting. But of course, the downsides are, they're very real. Like the possibilities for a draft and stuff like that inside of Pokemon Unite are amazing, but the consequences of it could just be one of the worst gameplay experiences possible. Like you just get so much grief inside of it. Coming from the chat, the question is, do you think people will play standard more? I hope so. I hope when you go into ranked, it says like, hey, ranked is the most like serious version of Pokemon Unite. When you go into this mode, look to support your team by picking a role in a Pokemon that's not available. And, we intend the rank mode to be, a real display of player skill. If you'd like to pick your favorite Pokemon and take it into a game, we encourage you to play standard mode. Like, I think they should do that. They really should do that, because this could be rough. What else do we have there? I think that's most of what I wanted to talk about here for this first podcast right here. Yeah, draft on the horizon, Miraidon and Koraidon, which I'm very, very worried about here. Before I end my podcast, I'll take a couple questions from the chat. I saw a super chat earlier on YouTube. If there's something specific you want answered, if you super chat or hype chat, I'll make sure that I get to it right here. But let me take a look at this super chat that I had earlier. Pichu, in my opinion, what would fix ranked, or at least master rank, is if you could D-rank from... That's so funny that you're talking about this. You could D-rank from masters the way players are forced to play well and not troll. Yeah, I'm 100% with you. It's something I've thought about a lot. I do think you probably need to be able to D-rank from the master rank. And, they had that change where they were like, hey, once you're in Ultra, you're in Ultra. Once you're in, like, Vet, you're in Vet. I don't think that's the worst, as long as you can D-rank from master. I honestly, if that's how that works, I'm cool with it. Just let people D-rank from master rank, because I think that's it might be one of the most necessary things to get players to take their games a little more seriously. If you had the ability to actually fall out of master rank, I think that could get players to take the game a lot more seriously, for sure. Let's see from the chat here. A lot of master rank players noob stomp in standards. Yeah, it's true. Well, standards right now. So the problem that we have is standards is full of bots, and it's full of just kind of chaos, right? Hopefully what you would get is you would get players who just kind of vibe to go to the standard mode, and then you would get players that are maybe doing a little more than that to stay inside the ranked mode. It's tough because Pokemon Unite gives rank rewards, which I think is a problem, right? They're telling you, hey, play the ranked mode, get to 1600, get your sticker. Like they're giving a clear incentive to play this mode, and they're not giving a clear incentive to play standards, which, it could end up being a problem. From the chat, ABC Gamer, can they introduce new Pokemon in standard first for balance? That would be pretty cool. I don't know if we're going to see something like that. They put them on the PTS, but they just have such a hard time like figuring things out on the PTS too. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that they're really not great at balancing a lot of the stuff inside of Pokemon Unite. Next super chat from Rich McCann. Thank you, Rich. Like Challenger in League, where only a certain number of players can be in Master Rank. So that's an interesting thought, right? We have a situation where, like, you have the top 10,000 players, right? Maybe that is Master Rank. Like, maybe they actually change it completely, where it's not about Ultra. Like, you kind of sit in Ultra for a while until you crack the top 10K, however that looks, right? And then that puts you into Master Rank. And if you D-rank outside of the top 10K, I'm sorry, like, you're gone. You're back into Ultra. There are so many things that they would need to figure out. Of course, Master Rank is, like, the top spots in Master Rank are dominated by 5 stacks. So they would have to separate the ladders, probably like a 5-stack ladder and then a hopefully just solo duo. Like trios is pretty impressive, but like a solo duo and a 5-stack ladder. I love, by the way, that the first episode of You're on Fire, I'm literally right here explaining how Crashy would change the rank system. He's not here, but I'm literally talking about how Crashy would change the rank system right now. And I think that's pretty funny to think about, because essentially Crashy is here in spirit, because this is exactly what he would be saying. Maybe not the D-ranking system exactly the same, but that is exactly what he'd be saying. Inder, by the way, thank you so much for the bits, buddy. How long is too long for queue times? I would love to hear this from the chat. So this is something that I've thought about before, is Pokemon Unite, especially because it's a mobile game, prioritizes its queue times being short. I'm curious, for everyone who is here in the chat, and to be fair, the selection of people I'm talking to are the most serious players inside of Pokemon Unite. If you're like watching content, watching streams, if you're here listening to a Pokemon Unite podcast, you're quite serious about the game. So I'm curious what everyone thinks. Rich McCann says 5 minutes is very long. Shrug says too long would be 5 minutes. We have Ernest saying 2 minutes. 5 minutes is too much, says Mad King. 3 minutes plus, says Nick Slade. Ernest, 2 minutes. I Am Bad says 2 minutes. King Frost, 5 minutes. Yeah, I think if you hit 5 minutes, I think that's like, you're done. 20 minutes, I'm patient. you're gonna wait 20 minutes to play a 10-minute game. You're the most patient person in the world. I think, let's say queue times right now, like if I queue up a game, I get a game in less than 60 seconds. But that's like, every region's different, right? I think about 3 minutes would be a nice spot for it to be in. And I think if you told me that I was not paired with griefers, and like, I don't even care, like, player skill, I'm fine with a like relatively low skill player. Like, I'm okay with that as long as I don't get like full on griefed in my games. If you're saying that everyone's going to be at least trying, I'll wait like 3 minutes for a game. I know that's like, it's hard to figure out that system, but I would wait 3 minutes for a game, I think would be pretty reasonable. However, one of the toughest things that Pokemon Unite has to deal with is the fact that it is a mobile game. And I think when you look at like League of Legends, you know, Dota, you're playing this on a PC, you are stuck there. So you'll queue up, you don't have anything else you can do. When I'm playing on Switch, I don't have anything else I can do. I can look at my phone, but when you're on your phone, there are 8 billion other things you can do. And when you hit that Q button and you just have to sit there looking at your phone for extended periods of time, waiting for something to happen, and you're like, I'll just check Twitter, or I'll load up whatever. I'll load up PUBG. Like, I'll just play something where I just get thrown into a game right away. I think that's one of the biggest problems with having long queue times for Unite, is the platform it's on. Primarily being a mobile platform, I think, is a problem. But I will say, if they change it where the top 10,000 players are master rank, and those are the players that take it most seriously, I think they will probably be okay with the queue time getting up around the 3 minute mark or so. Inder says, oh, I love this idea. Inder says, I wish you could be in try mode while queuing. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't it be great if you could click queue? Because then, honestly, you could have a 5 minute queue. Easy. If you could click queue and it just puts you into practice mode and you can just practice your combos. You could switch held items inside that mode. If you could do that, you could have a 5 minute queue time easy. Because I don't think people would freak out. You're giving them something to do. The thing I worry most about with long queue times is just how many other things are on your phone that are going to steal you away and make you play something else. Everyone in the chat says that's genius. Inder's a genius. Everyone should quickly become part of Inder University. The man is a freaking genius. Take your Inder notes, everybody. So there you go. Our first podcast back. I love getting to interact with the chat a bit. Obviously, it's a lot of me yammering on, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. This has been You're on Fire, and hopefully I'll be back with more You're on Fire very, very soon. I love you guys. Oh, and if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know in the comments some guests that you might like to have on or some format ideas for the show, because obviously it's a little different. Goodbye, podcast world. I love you. We did it. Fun podcast, everybody. We'll play a little more Unite before we go. That was a good time. How often will I do these? Somewhat often. I think maybe every couple weeks seems about right. You know, when you get new stuff added to the game, that feels like a good time to do it, right? Inder is a genius. Inder is a genius. Inder has a lot of great ideas. Inder's one of the people who was like, look, if we just get draft inside of Pokemon Unite, it fixes so many problems overnight. And he's 100% correct. If you have draft inside of Unite, dude, like, bad metas change so fast. There's a lot of bad ideas too. Good point. Good point, Ender. A lot of bad ideas. But don't worry if you missed any of that podcast or you want to hear it again. I'll have it up on the B tier here pretty soon. And I'll have it up everywhere podcasts are sold as well. So it'll be something that we can check out together. I hope you guys like the podcast. It's one of those things, like, it's good to have I think it's good to have an area to just kind of vomit out a lot of what I've been thinking, right? Because some of it's going to become videos. Like I have a draft video I'm making. I have a video I make. Like, I have like a bunch of videos that I kind of talked about inside that I'm making. Ooh, I forgot to talk about the Gardevoir Battle Pass. That was one thing I missed. But it's kind of good just to have an area to just really get into everything Unite, you know? It'd be fun. All attacker team versus Dodrio. What's going on here? How did this happen? They all picked attackers?
Ready?
I mean, this might be a nice bird game. We'll see. Keep the pressure on. I agree. Keep the pressure on. I agree. I'm going to try to keep the pressure on. They could anti-stack be pretty good, though. Depending on who they got over here. Dang it. Ow. 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 Yeah. Dragapult could do that to me. I want some experience, and I want it right now. Where's my music? Ooh, Guardy. Get a lot of that. Gardevoir was too scared to fight. Coward. Coward. Ooh. Dang. That Pikachu is just gonna stop me from stacking over and over again. It's a bummer. My sword's trying to outsecure me, by the way. Okay. Let's head center. I gotta look for Guardy. They just ate that berry? Yeah. Oh, you're still in here? Wait. Where'd they go? Oh. Moonblast. Man, if anyone on my team showed up to this fight, we would crush it. I'm surprised they didn't. But okay. Get me out of here. I'm coming. Are you guys gonna hit them? So like 8 of them on one goal. Guardy's coming. Fighting now. Dragapult stop. So is Decidueye. Nice. That's what I thought was going to happen at some point with Dodrio. That's what I thought was going to happen at some point. Right? We just needed the right, like, little setup. And then we could make it happen.
You're on fire!
And leave me alone. Leave me alone! I like how I'm trying to bully them and I'm like, leave me alone. You guys are a bunch of jerks. Ah! Leave me alone. Oh no. Okay. Have no health. Can we fight? Kinda? 2? Oh, I missed.
You're on fire! What goal?
We're 250. I don't really want to get KO'd easy tonight, right? This is one of those matches that if you lose, you're like, that's on me. It's kind of hard to lose, but it's possible. Their buffs are coming back. They're here. Got it. Just gotta get away from Pikachu. If Pikachu sees me, I'm in trouble. Okay. Was that them? No. That was my brain playing tricks on me.
The final stretch. You're on fire.
Okay. Let us end it. Well, that was I don't know if there's ever been a better example of like team comp diff. Like don't play that way. Right? I mean what do you do? It's 5 attackers. It's like it doesn't even make I don't know. You're just griefing. I guess they all just probably got upset, right? They were like, well, I'm not changing. Well, I'm not changing either. Well, fine. I wanted it to be 5. We'll see how it goes. Because honestly, I've had some good games like this. Me too. Me too. I'm gone for the rest of the match. That's the end of that one. So 80-minute KO timer. Surrender vote. Yeah. We get it. We get it. We get it. The solution is playing Tank Sylveon. That's right, Shibiscus. My respawn timer's crazy. When I bought Decidueye, I took quite a long time to play effectively with the arrow. It takes a little while, yeah. It takes a little while. Not the surrender vote. Oh, you expect it. Hi, YouTube. I mean, it would just be like, this is why you don't do that. You know? Like, our team has an all-rounder, defender. It's not a perfect comp either. It's all-rounder, defender, 2 squishy attackers, and a speedster. We could replace one of the 3 of us with something a lot better. But then you look at the enemy team, like, this is just abysmal. It's horrible. You're not gonna get anything done. They never had a chance. They never had a chance. So, I don't know. Would you recommend running EXP Sherwell solo? Yes, I would. I would recommend playing optimally in that role. If you're playing most supporters don't even have an item that comes close, and you don't need more than level 12 for them to pop off, so I don't see why you wouldn't run it. It just doesn't even make sense, really. So I would say definitely run it. Yeah. You were Pika? Mm-hmm. GG's. That was a tough one for you guys. I would have picked a different Pokemon. I mean, easy for me to say I wasn't in there, but, you know. But I would have picked something different, right? What would you say the best build is for Grass Cat? It depends on the enemy comp. There are certain comps I feel like you have to play double team into. Trailblaze is probably better, but there are certain things you can't jump into like that. And then I think Flower Trick's a little better. I think it's a little better. Let's see what they let me play here. I'd like to play Meowscarada. See if they allow it. I think I'll go full speed. Full speed ahead, please. Let's see if they'll allow it. Let me see. I'm trying to get this podcast up. Jake, do you think Gyarados will save us from this Metagross meta? No. No. No, Gyarados is going to be Metagross food. They're going to have to nerf Metagross very soon. It's completely busted. They got tournaments and stuff coming up, so they got to fix it. Dragapult got nerfed? No, it didn't, did it? When? Like recently? I didn't see the enemy team comp. What am I running into here? Inteleon. Sword. Slowbro. So this is a game where I would play double team. Anytime there's a Slowbro Unite, I'm playing double team. Like Trailblaze is really good, but if I can bait out a Slowbro Unite, I have to do it. You know? It's too important. We got one. Back up, guys. How are we going to fight him on goal? Okay. Okay. Oh no! I threw it wrong. I threw it wrong. Got my double team. Their team shows up, my team doesn't. We can't win that fight. Double team versus double team. We both have double team. Oof, enemy teams together. Our tree is still top. What'd I get hit by? Inteleon? Yeah. Dang. Well, it's gonna be a hard one to win. Our tree is just kind of griefing us. Oh, sword was here. I didn't know sword was here. Thought it was just those two. GG. 12 seconds late is griefing? No, actually, they weren't griefing. The entire enemy team showed up and they were all by themselves. And the entire enemy team beat us in a fight. It's not griefing at all. Thank you for defending the tree. Appreciate you.
You can do it!
Okay. That snipe shot's gonna get me. More times than I like. I'd love to help out Trev here, I just can't. Surrender vote. Great. Nice. That bottom. That snipe shot, man. Because if it just gets me once, I'm gone. He knew. He knew! Sniped. You got me. Wasn't a lot I could do. Gotta try to charge my Ignite here. Everyone on the team getting KO'd at 215 is not the way to go. I'm at 93%.
The final stretch! Don't give up!
Dang, couldn't get to him. We're dead. Do they hit? Maybe. They are hitting a bit. Wiggly's just kind of walking around, huh? Yeah, GG. It was a hard one.
You're in trouble!
It was a hard one.
What a goal!
I know. Snipe shot in one move, 3k damage is pretty huge.
What a goal!
Pretty huge.
What a goal!
Have I decided the winners for the giveaway? Yeah. I posted about it on Twitter and on YouTube. Urshifu stacks very comfortably. Urshifu doesn't stack that well. I haven't played Urshifu in a while. But it doesn't stack that well. Lake Limbo, thank you so much for the gifted, buddy. Thank you. Can you use Water Bear now, please? Maybe, Jay. Maybe. I don't know. If I feel like it. What do we got? I'm gonna play. We already have an all-rounder. Let's do. I could defender. Play a Mamo game. Do you think cursed items are going to be OP in this meta? Not OP. They're good, though. Charizard still needs a buff, says Westside. I agree with you, buddy. I think it does. I agree. What do we got? Ugh. Metagross on the enemy team. No fun. What Gen 5 Pokemon do people want in the game? Like, what would be a good Gen 5 one? Do I think the eject nerf was necessary? No, probably not. Doesn't feel necessary, right? Me and Hoopa could have some fun. Got it. We're gonna be level 5 here. Got it. Not getting any stacks, but we're winning our lane. Pretty hard. Gotta go. I want a stack, please. Please. Jeez. Took a whole team to take down Metagross right there. Tree is still here. And A9. Oh, Metagross is here. I was gonna say I almost won the 2v1, but not with Metagross. Dang. That was a great fight. We had a lot of fun, and we learned a lot. And we learned a lot. Imagine if I didn't have 2 stacking items. How much more fun I'd be having if I was not double stacking right now with 0 stacks. Pretty close to main 90. Oof. Come on. These are good fights. Like, the enemies are good. My allies are pretty good. This is a fun match. Where's that Greninja? One stack. Let's go. Two stacks. Three stacks. Are they actually pushing? Oh, maybe they're not. I don't see them. I'm gonna watch bottom. Wait, nope, now they can go top. Wait, do they? What's their plan? I assume they're coming here, right? Mm-hmm. Hi, guys. It took till the end of the match, but we got 3 stacks, everybody. I can't imagine how well this match would be going if we had a better all-rounder. Not that our all-rounder's playing bad, but it's just not, you know. Just not that thing, you know. Pika's there.
The final stretch. You're on fire.
Keep him off Pikachu. And off Gardevoir.
What a goal!
Okay. Who got it? Azu? Guardy. Nice. Nice.
What a goal!
Yeah, it took all that to get rid of one Metagross. That's how overpowered it is. We had to play so much better than them just because of that one Pokemon, which is kind of crazy, you know? It was a hard match, but really fun lane. Just like fighting all game, you know? Back and forth all game. Yeah, GG's tree. That Pokemon's just too broken, dude. It's too broken. GG's, that was the Hoopa. Oh, that was fun, man. We had a great time. You were crushing it. GG's, buddy. It's always good to play with a good player. Very fun. GG's, you're the guard. GG's, buddy. Good game. That was a fun one. Would you wait 8 minutes for those games all the time? I don't know if I'd wait 8 minutes necessarily, but I mean, if I could play good games often, I would wait. Yeah. Like, that was a fun game. The enemy team was good. Our team was good. It was fun. Does Umbreon Unite counter Metagross? No. Not really. It's nice to steal the shields from him, but I mean, Umbreon's amazing, but no, I don't think it counters Metagross necessarily.
Ready, go!
Doo-doo. Gyro Ball's overbuffed. Way overbuffed. It's broken. Crazy. Cubfu is so bad. Cubfu is so rough. No one has a worse start to the game than Cubfu, I swear. Magikarp will be the new thing, but it's just so rough. Like, other Pokemon are already to lane by the time you're still, like, clearing things out. It's so rough. Oh, gosh, I almost had them both. Was right there on Greninja. Older Shifu gets that. Yeah. You definitely miss older Shifu when playing newer Shifu. Oh gosh. My buffs are kind of coming back. Nice job, gang. Nice job, guys. Oh, just winning your lane turns into winning the objective. Hopefully turns into winning the match, right? Blue Bear sucks that much? You can feel the nerfs for sure. Like, the things you used to be able to do, you can't do the same way. You can feel it when you're like, ugh, I get that, but I don't get it now. You know? Cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is just a bummer when there are a lot of Pokemon you'd rather have. Like I don't know. It does feel kind of weak, you know? It does. I don't know where you balance it, right? Because it's not... It was overpowered at one point, right? But, I don't know. I think it's not enough. Thought they might have been hiding. They weren't. Oh, don't leash it, gang. Why'd I do that? You can't walk away from it like that, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it. This is good for me to mess with it, too. Because I don't really know where to put it on a tier list, but right now I wouldn't put it that high, just feeling it. It feels just kind of... Whoa. Urshifu has a move that gives you a shield. And if you're playing Pokemon with shields now, you know how ridiculous that is. Are there any counter picks for Metagross? No, not really. I mean, there are things that work okay into it, right? Strong things in the meta work okay, but there isn't really a good counter for it because it can kind of do whatever it wants to do unpunished. That's the biggest problem with a Pokemon like Metagross. It reminds me of Zacian. Like, remember when Release Zacian could chase anything down, pick up any KO, it was really difficult to KO. Like, Metagross is that, essentially. So. No way. How'd I miss that? I don't think I can get away from this. Guess maybe I do. You guys gotta go center. Metagross is there. Not good. No way, it hit Metagross instead of Leafeon? How? Ugh. Nice job, Leafeon. Are we behind? 84, 100, 100. We're probably ahead. Probably ahead. They're probably gonna look for a back cap, right? They kind of have to. What else could they do? 30 seconds left. So they can't rip in time. Mr. Mime with Psychic and Guard Swap works well against Metagross. It doesn't, though. Like, I get what you're saying, but it doesn't actually work well against Metagross. It's not that good against it, really.
You win.
But I get what you're saying. It's just nothing really works that well against it because it's able to. Ooh, only 40k damage. Yeah, it's weak. It's weak. You really can't do that much against it. Like, what does Mime Psychic Guard Swap? How does that really help that much? It doesn't help that much. Well, there we go, everybody. I think that's going to be it for the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here for the podcast. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're all incredible. I should be back on tomorrow with some more cool stuff. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out my, where is it? My Mewtwo brain rot video. I think is a pretty fun one. Posted this earlier today. Oh, you know what? I think I got a new video for you. Why not? Hold on here. I'm going to put this guy public right now. Why don't you head on over? If you're here live, head on over to my most recent release that's dropping right now. Let everybody know you were here live. I'd appreciate you very much. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. You're the best. And I will see you all tomorrow.